Hello and welcome back. A quick apology for that tech issue during Game 1. What you missed, 13-7, Syracuse win against the #1 team in the coaches poll, defending champions, and not a good start from that Spartan squad. They really looked kind of not ready for it. They didn't look synergy. They didn't have themselves all together.
So we were playing on Haven. Syracuse came out strong in the first half. They started on the attacker side, or no, they started on the defender side, and they quickly racked up a lot of rounds. I think it was 9-3 at the half. 8-4, something of that sort. Michigan State, clawed it back, won a few rounds here and there, but Syracuse was able to just lock in, really focus in on those sight pushes and get the win. A lot of good clutches, good deagle shots coming out from the freshmen, I think, who really performed. We were talking before, Carson, about how are these freshmen going to perform. You're coming in, you're new, there's a lot of pressure, all your friends are here watching, and I think they stepped up.
Absolutely. It just seemed like they knew what their job was. They did their job. Everybody was playing their roles correctly in the sense of controllers were controlling the right way and using the right lineups and everything of that nature on Haven. It's a very tough map with 3 settings to defend on, and they excelled on the defense with the more offensive side of strategy. Michigan State picked it up in the second half. Final score was 13-7. They came back and won 4 rounds of that final set, And it was a team effort from the Syracuse Orange. Not really anybody stood out. As well as everybody just had the elim, everybody went positive. Everybody around the 15-16 kill mark. And it looked okay. It looked just exactly what you'd hope from the Syracuse Orange team. They looked like they knew what they were doing on the defensive side. Stuff needs to improve on the offensive side, including game sense, how you're pushing correctly, swinging together. But Michigan State needs to do the same thing. I think the Orange have the upper hand here, obviously going up 1-0, which is, I don't think, really what we expected.
No, I mean, we came into this and this was kind of framed as an upset, right? Michigan State, obviously the defending champions. How is Syracuse going to be able to come out early? We were talking about setting the tone, winning those first few rounds. Syracuse winning the pistol, winning the first round, winning the second, and then winning the bonus on the third round. That's how you come out. That's how you set the tone. That's how you kind of leave your mark right off the start. We also noticed Michigan State a little too aggressive on that defender side. They were pushing things they really shouldn't be pushing. They weren't trading out their teammates properly, and they were getting punished for it. Syracuse, credit to them, were winning the aim duels, but Michigan State, you wish you want to see more patience. You want to see a little bit more restraint. If you have the spike planted and it's a 4v2, you don't want to be pushing in garage on Haven. That just doesn't make sense, and that's the type of play that Michigan State needs to clean up if they want to bring this to map 3.
Yeah, they had spike down a few times, and it was one of those situations where why were you pushing? That didn't make sense. They had Syracuse kind of down out of it with time, and it's going to be interesting to see what we're doing, but we've got ourselves our map here for Game 2. It's going to be Abyss. Syracuse will start on the defending side. I believe they'll start on the offensive side. Excuse me. They're the attackers here on Abyss, and what can we expect from the lineups and the team comp? I'm a bit too baseball-oriented right now.
Well, the team comps, you're going to see a lot of characters who excel at controlling space. Right now, as we're doing the fly-through, we can see the characters picks start to come in. You see Chamber, you see a lot of Vise, you see Omen, Sova, kind of the classics, the staples on this map. Syracuse, though, instead of opting for that Omen, looks like they're going to go a bit more towards Astra. So with that pick, you're sacrificing the Omen TP, right? The ability to get into places where the other team doesn't expect for more smokes, for more util. And it's important to note, Astra, on this map, there are no walls. You can just fall into the Abyss, aptly named map. And so Astra's pull is going to be really good at, defending a post plant. Because you can put that pull on the bomb, and the attackers pretty much, or the defenders, because they're trying to defuse, pretty much can't do anything without being pulled out into the waiting pits where they will lose their life.
Absolutely. You're going to see Yoru on both sides, too. Yoru is, for lack of a better term, absolutely busted right now. Abilities are really good all around the table. Just kind of everything works great for this map especially. And you got to imagine, despite him probably being not the best choice, you'd rather have a Jet here, maybe. Probably a Jet here, but you're seeing a mirror on both sides of certain characters. No Omen for that Syracuse side, as like you mentioned, they do opt for Astra, but Sova's there with that wide open map. Those recon darts are really good at spotting people. It's hard to find them in an open map, especially because they can go around walls in certain parts of Abyss where you're going to get just marked for no reason, it feels like. But Chamber from Syracuse feels really interesting. It kind of feels like a pick where you're just trying to enforce that open space.
Yeah, Chamber's really good here, able to put down that teleport and peek those super long corridors with that with that pistol, that ability, one-shot headshot at any range. So you're playing for those picks. You're playing to get a shot and get out. We see both teams with the chamber, with the Yoru. They're looking to get in, see what they can get, and get out. And same thing goes when you're on the attacker side. You know, you want to take these aggressive peaks. You want to set yourself up in these post-plant scenarios where you can really take advantage of the characters' kits. As we are here in the pistol, Carson, we're finally going to get some Valorant.
I'm Carson Castro, and with me, Daniel Seligman. We are live with Game 2, Michigan State down 1-0 in games against Syracuse.
Already, the quick peek up from Lemur again. That's what we were talking about. The chamber E, really good. Get your shot off, you TP out. Tagged up a little bit, both players are on each side.
Orange going to split 3-2 towards a 3-2 committed, kind of to be. Yoru going to go try and get mid-control. Sova of the Michigan State side going to meet him there.
The call's going to come in. Jono just a jump peek, spots out the Omen and the chamber. So now Syracuse has that information, and they can do with it what they will. We see them thinking about working back up mid. Pretz and Monster head back towards A. Syracuse now just spreading their tendrils out throughout the map, trying to see if there's an opening to be found.
Monster, the freshman, going to lead the charge towards this A site push. Looks like more going to be A-oriented. 2 towards mid, but Syracuse has to be aggressive here. It is the pistol round. 50 seconds remaining. Pretz, the captain, can be on the right side and just waiting for his team to collect. They're going to go all 5 towards A. Only 1 committed towards A for Michigan State. Blind comes out. It's good from base. Forward, going to be the slow as Stomp has to go through it. Watching up top, Astra towards the front.
The push coming in now. Stomp taking the charge. Nice kill from Drago. Able to get the assault coming in from Kirito. Illogical with the trade now. The smoke heaven is going to drop. Illogical up there with the pistol is going to try and find one. Pretz, though, able to win that aim duel. Heron trades it back 3v3.
Heron gets Jono back on the other side, and it's a 3 off-site. Try and retake for Michigan State. Spike about to go down. Heron up top. Doesn't know where they've planted it. And low health for that Michigan State squad. Drago and Vase of the Syracuse side is going to move over towards that other side. They're kind of playing Scooby-Doo ring around the rosy. Pret's going to get Heron with that ghost. Back to the other side. Off the wall once more. Dom gets Monster gets Lemur up top. Trying to find one more. Slouch going to get SC Drago, but nowhere to go as Monster is behind them. Slouch falls down, and Michigan State goes down 1-0 into the orange.
Yeah, really good job there from Syracuse, able to recognize, okay, we think a lot of them are in heaven. You hear the footsteps, you know where the abilities are coming from. So let's leave Pretz on site. He can try and hold the fort down while we send 2 around on the flank. Pays off big as Syracuse able to find that trade coming out from behind. Take the pistol. Syracuse now wins, has won every pistol, I'm pretty sure, so far in this match.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-0 right now, orange side. The biggest thing last map is they won the second round here, and then the third round, they won on a thrifty. That's a very big thing, and the Syracuse Orange did not spend a dime after that first round on any gun. Left side.
Stop. Look to your left. Finds the kill. Logical. Little shaky on the aim.
Logical, the only returning player for this Michigan State squad. Michigan State side. Stomp uses the teleport to go back. Syracuse shifting towards B. Jono gets a 1 on B, has control of sight, and only 2 remaining. Omen going to try and challenge him there, but Jono will be a 1-on-1 if Omen can get there in time. 3 reinforcements coming back in the form of Pretz at the lead.
Slouch and Heron are just trying to see if there's anywhere in this map that they can take space. They're trying to look for a kill, but Syracuse knows that they have the weapon advantage. You don't have to force the issue. You can get bombed down here. You can sit in your post-plant positions, and the beautiful thing about planting the spike is that the defenders now have to come to you.
Slouch and Heron of Michigan State up top. Slouch goes down to Jono with that pistol. Stomp gets the last one. Syracuse up 2-0, and they're 5-0 in these opening 3 rounds.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want if you're Syracuse. We were talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. You got to come out and you got to set the tone. This game is a game of momentum. Not only is momentum real, obviously, scientific studies proves momentum, the hot hand, it's a real phenomenon, but also with the economy. This game is built around getting that lead, keeping it, playing good, and figuring out, where you can keep pushing the advantage. Where in the map is Michigan State's defense a little bit lacking, and where can you really punish them?
Well, Pretz cam on your left side here as we're on board with this SU captain. Location gets revealed. Lemur, an interesting spot there. Gets 1 and has to back off. Does a good teleport there as Jomo goes down for the chamber trade. SU Drago backing off as Syracuse approaches, trying to find a bit of a advantage here, but there's 2 on A. Syracuse has the I guess man advantage, you could call it.
Yeah, and I mean they sacrificed a player for an orb, so it's not a trade you love to have. But if the defenders are going to smoke off that choke point, it allows you to grab the orb. You know, this ult economy is very important in Valorant. It's an important game. Monster going to clear the right angle, sees it, trying to get the spray through the wall, swings out, finds the headshot. Now Lemur, last one left on site. Stomp takes the duel, gets it with the Bulldog.
Stop pushing forward, but then Yoru, the other side of Logical, excuse me, coming around. Pret's going to put down the bomb. Monster watching the top where Logical is. Obviously, they don't know that. All going to come out from Vise. Moving right side, Stop. Kind of holding that bottom angle. And this is what Michigan State hasn't been doing on the defensive end. They're staying patient. Look at Stomp here. He's just holding the angle. Gets one, going for another. Peeking around the corner. Can't get the second, but they don't go down. Kitsuno in a teleport off the map. Oh, no! Slouch gets stopped to slit. Logical gets one more. It's a 2-on-1.
Syracuse have to be careful here. You know, you can't play reckless. The flash comes out. Pret swings, pops him in the brain. Illogical. Not too much logic if your head is on the floor.
Illogical just flashed themselves.
Yep.
Turned the corner, and it was wraps from there, for lack of a better term.
I mean, it was a good play by Pretz, playing the ante. You know, you can hear the Yoru flash. It makes a sound cue when you throw it out. You hear it bounce off against the wall. You hear the whoosh, pew. Before that thing's about to explode, Pretz playing off that sound cue really well, knows just to swing back, peek out. Of course, finishes it up with a nice aim with the Guardian.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to see. That Syracuse squad feels hot right now. They're 6-0 in that opening 3 rounds, kind of the most important ones. But they're going to buy here on that 4th round. Does some damage to the wall. They realize it or not. Drago going to get Lemur. They know that aggression has been there. Michigan State ran that a lot last year. Saw it against Ohio State when they 2-0'd them, excuse me, in the championship in Vegas. Jono going to get one more. It's 5-on-3. Kirisudo, excuse me, goes down the other end. Hayward and Logical pushing together. SU Drago gets one. They don't turn around, and it's a 3-piece for Drago. 5-on-1. Orange have the flawless advantage. Brett's moving forward with the drone. Can't get it. Stop. Peeks out in time. Focused on the drone and slouched to stop.
A flawless round for Syracuse. Not a point of damage taken around the board. That is a statement.
That should tell you all you need to know about how this game is going. They started 7-0 earlier on Haven, and looks primed to do so now. Obviously, still 3 rounds they have to win, but this orange squad has been dominating the Spartans in every sense of the word. They took a timeout here down 4-0 last time. Michigan State defending champs, #1 on the coaches poll. It just doesn't seem like they have it put together.
Do they not have it put together, or does Syracuse is that cracked out, Carson?
I mean, you don't expect a team with 2 new freshmen and 3 returning seniors to be as good as they have looked today.
Bang.
Drago going to get one in the form of Lemur. Astra going to put some spikes or some smokes down. Stop pushing forward. Going to move out of alt. That's the
Yeah, Heron doing a good job. Trigger Discipline doesn't shoot at the Yoru clone. I will say the Lemur got a little aggressive with that, with trying to get that early pick with the Marshall. Michigan State kind of reaching. They want to find kills, and Syracuse are ready for it at each turn. The spike's down, the blind comes in. Illogical finds the first pick on a monster. Syracuse now, with Pretz going down, will be put into a 2v4. Jono, with that gun, is trying to make a play. Shoots the Yoru clone. Ends it up taking down Heron, though. Kirisudo on the back. Shoots a bullet to cover his jump. Finds the second now. 2v4. Logical on the bomb. Drago swings out through the smoke. Finds the one. Peeking from the left. Slouch closes. Trades. On the spike.
2v4 is turned into 1v1.
Spray the smoke.
Slouch is waiting. Sees it. Goes down. Slouch. Quick on the draw, and that is a rough beat right there.
Jono, I mean, Syracuse in the 2v4, they tried to make a mountain out of a molehill.
Almost did.
Almost did.
Make a molehill out of a mountain, I think would be the correct term, because they were going...
There's mountains and there's molehills. That's all I know. Both are involved in this conversation.
SU up 1-0 if you're just tuning in. That 4-1 streak, or 4-0 streak down to 1 now. The Syracuse squad has been elite, and it's going to be a full buy from both squads. Lemur on the other squad, we've seen being very aggressive on that chamber. Has that free chamber op soon, but going to go buy a real op.
Yeah, so Syracuse can you know, guess that Michigan State really likes taking this aggressive play out. Last round, Lemur peeked it with the Marshall. Now with the operator, Syracuse gonna you know, make a smart play. Hey, we don't have to challenge A every round. We can go work up mid. Trying to test what type of pressure Michigan State is going to apply, and right now it doesn't seem like they're given much.
The Orange have done excellingly well earlier in different looks in different sites. They haven't been too aggressive in the wrong places. Logical takes a little damage there. As Jono towards that left side, also trying to get into a gunfight. 3 different places these different people are peeking. Stop with the assistance of Pretz. Pretz goes down. Slouch. Get that. More Omen on the left side. Stop. just going to wait there as things kind of going stalemate.
Here.
Chamber moving off of A, though. And it's going to allow Syracuse to get a free A side as Chamber rotates back.
Stomp going to try and creep in with the Judge on the low HP. Going to fall back to the Yoru. The good flash comes out, forces Jono back off the angle a little bit. Jono has a lot of space in mid. You want to see him try and work this or fall back is what it looks like Jono's decision going to be. Go meet up with his teammates who are overworking towards A main.
They've gone A main most of the time.
30 seconds left.
And they're going to go try and prepare a push over there. MSU's guessed it right, though, as Omen, Chamber, and Vise are going to come over. Lemur going to get Drago at that operator, and now it's a 2v5. Syracuse losing that hot hand. Michigan State trying to turn. What is the tide? 14 seconds, and the Orange look like they're going to go for a save here.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, there's nothing else you can do. You know that operators on the A site, you know there's nothing. You don't really have enough util to force them out. That Chamber doesn't have any flashes. The Vise doesn't have any flashes that you can really use to take space like that. Vise flash, you plant it on the wall, it makes a sound, you can see it, you can shoot it, you have to wait a second before you can even activate it. So without any util, without any smokes, no way to clear that operator away, Syracuse going to make the smart decision and choose
section here on Syracuse's Chamber. A very heavy B-side push. Interesting to see what they're going to do here. That's not what they've gone for earlier. Asher going to push up the middle side. That is a very nice knife. I guess not as a knife. It's a straight-up battle axe. But
Yeah, the important thing here for Syracuse is going to be try and find where the AWP is and avoid there. In other words, try and find where the AWP isn't and try and push your advantage. As we see, though, the operator in the form of Lemur is playing towards mid, now rotates over to help their teammates on the B-bomb site. Syracuse, though, has not gotten that intel yet. Opting to try and push in. The Sova ult comes out and gets Drago while in the smoke area. The smoke UI, Lemur finds one before he's traded out by Monster. Monster now stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Shoots at that drone. They're going to know where he is, but they don't capitalize off it. Through the smoke, out of bullets. Slouch is going to clean it up.
poor timing there, unfortunately, as Monster runs out of bullets and Slouch gets them there. 3-4 now for that Syracuse side. Take a look back at this one. Monster does a good job there. A lot of damage put out. Gets a row. Kirisudo goes down, and Monster fortunately just walks into the smoke at the wrong time with no bullets and goes down. Would have gotten Omen, I think, otherwise. In the Orange, after taking 3 rounds, getting 3 rounds taken from them, we're going to take a quick minute to call a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, this is, this is what you want to do. You can stop. You want to figure out a good strat. You want to find the solution. What can we do? What is Michigan State doing that is now starting to, get back at us?
I mean, it's one of those things where Michigan State's not playing the right way. They have aggression, but it's not dumb aggression, is to be said.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do. They push at the right times. They know where the Orange are, so they push. It's not jumping into garage when you have no idea of where that other team is. It's information. They have information through their Sova, who's been playing extremely well. Those callouts have obviously been amazing for that MSU side because they've been communicating really well. They know where those trades have happened. They know where that other team is. They know what the other team's running. They're very careful when they need to be now, and they've been very aggressive in the right spots. The Orange had that 4-0 lead, but Michigan State has really put themselves back together. The Spartans are playing the right way, and it's something we haven't really seen all game. Obviously, you saw the first game the first game was off stream. Similar kind of setting.
Yeah.
It looked just completely off balance for Michigan State. That new squad, it's 4 new players who have been some of them been in the program and academy teams, but Illogical, the only staying player.
The Sovadar going to come out. No one on Michigan State really seems like they want to take it down. They're going to see that there's 2 there, but the Yoru does rotate over quick. As we see, look up in the top, the UI shows that the Chamber, Jono, has pulled out the operator. Responded to with Lemur's ultimate of his own. Gets the kill on a stop. Monster, though, finding his way into sight. Going to get spotted by that Sovadar. Aims to takes the duel anyway. Takes out Lemur, traded out by Illogical.
It's an aggressive move from a freshman who is really just up there. That's kind of Monster's role, and it has been. They know Illogical's up top, but they need to clear sight. Drago moving forward with Pretz, and Drago going to throw down some smoke. Jono watching that top side with that operator. It functions the exact same despite it being an op. Slouch goes down. Slouch gets 2, Drago and Pretz, and now it's a 1v3 after Syracuse had that tie, a little bit of an advantage earlier. Jono trying to move forward, trying to collect Spike. I don't think Michigan State knows that they have Spike fully, or where it is. They're going to check one time. They know that is
I have the spike.
Yoru in wrong place, wrong time. Illogical peaks. And timing gets the best of Jono.
Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate there on the timing. You see Pretz there pulling out the shorty mid-fight. I don't think he was that low on bullets, so maybe getting a, you know, the moment got a little bit ahead of him, tried to pull out the shorty, make that play up close, but it didn't really work. Michigan State, though, good job falling back, holding those angles, playing CT, and able to find those 2 kills, which really turned the round around.
The Orange really have to collect themselves here. Things are not going well on that offensive side. They're too aggressive, and they're not winning their gunfights as they were earlier. And Haven, they could really rely on their gunplay being better, as it felt like Michigan State just kind of, for lack of a better term, was getting skill biffed. And not lack of a better term, it's what was happening. They could not really aim as well as Syracuse was. Syracuse was getting aggressive, having just basically a field day and just having fun on the offensive side because they could win any gunfight they chose. They would take any fight, but now they have to be more cautious about it. Drago gonna move back with Pretz. That other end, they're gonna wait for that other side or something to clear up. They pick it mid is what they're hoping for from Stomp.
Trade some bullets back and forth with the with Logical. No kill's going to come out of it. With that pressure that Stomp was able to apply, Logical falls off, and Syracuse wisely recognizes the situation and says, you know what, let's walk up mid. Let's try and see what we can do. Stomp moving in through towards A. Gonna come behind Illogical, though. Does have to break that vent. Going to do it. Swings out to the right. Illogical hiding close to the left. The timing.
Ooh, that was really close. Stomp just like a millisecond earlier. A millisecond later would have gone down. Brett's gonna push into this right side towards B. Yoru trying to peek Illogical. They both know they're there.
Bang.
Brett gets the better. Headshot there. Jono moving forward onto that B site from the bottom side. Slouch gets Pretz on that flank area. Yoru still moving over from that other side for Syracuse. Jono on site, trying to get through smoke. Stomp's gonna get one. Lemur goes down, but Slouch gets a trade on site. Jono goes down. No control really for the Orange. Custodo moves out. It's really aggressive for someone with low health, but there is 14 seconds left. They know they have to push. Backside and Herring gets the best there as Stomp goes down to Slouch. It's a 3-piece for Stomp, and Michigan State has their first lead of the night in either game.
Feels like Syracuse just played a little too slow. The decision to push onto that B site came in a hair too late, and Syracuse came out the worse for it.
Have credits now, so it's... or don't have a credits now, so it's not going to be a full buy from the Orange. 2 will buy Vandals, the others will save. I like the move in some ways, but I think everybody should save, except... yeah, there they go. They're going to go save here. Orange don't have any cash. Need to find a way to try and get a Thrifty here. A Thrifty would really swing the momentum both ways. Money momentum, as we talked about earlier, and just mental momentum, because it's entirely the way of the Spartans, if you will. It's Troy all over again.
Syracuse really looking to make a play towards this A site. Astra's orbs are going to come out. The Stomp. Yoru ult is going to come in, get the info for the team, swing up Heaven. I think he finds Illogical, who peeks out, and now Syracuse, with that information, going to use it to push out on the site. Pretz with Spike, running up with the Vandal. Stomp gets that 1 kill with the shotgun. Pretz now traded out, gets 2.
This is what the Orange need. This is it.
2v4. Michigan State would really like this comeback, able to stop Syracuse in their tracks.
Teleport's ready.
That would be huge. Slouch and Kier Pseudo, the 2 alive against the remaining 4 from Syracuse. First kill on a Stomp from Slouch.
Jono waiting with the Stinger, right side.
Velvet Blind comes in, hits him. Kier Pseudo able to swing out, find that first kill on a Jodo. Monster looking for the trade, doesn't find it. Pretz now, trade Slouch, a 1v1.
Standing ahead.
Pretz does have the ult, does have the shock dart. Gonna pop out the ult, bang. Sometimes, Carson, it's as simple as that.
Easy math. I hit X, I win the game. It is a wallbang from Pretz, and that is the captain's experience speaking to the game right there as Syracuse gets a Thrifty, and we're tied all over again with money momentum back towards the Orange side. And dare I do say so myself, the Orange with a bit more motivation as we go quintuple Vandal.
I like that. Get your good guns, go out strong, figure it out. As we see here, Pretz just knows that he has that ult. You know, the second it turns into a 1v1, Pretz knows, just get behind that wall. I have my ult. There's no way Michigan State can win that round. And Michigan State almost just have to say, dang, you got us. All right, fine. You don't have to sell us anymore.
Let's get it, bro.
More fits because that last pass came from the captain. General trying
just a barely little shoulder peek. Not able to find the kill onto Jono is illogical.
Aggression helps, but sometimes it hurts, and lucky to get out of that one for both sides. Stop and move back towards that other side. B not going to be the option for the Syracuse Orange. They're going to rotate on the other side. Sobo will move over for that Michigan State side. That'll be Heron, who is the only one towards A. It's currently 3 on that B site, as they are now expecting the rotation. Whoever goes more aggressive is going to get it. It's going to be Michigan State.
The Astral Wall comes out, able to cut off Heaven and make space for the attackers if they want to try and push and take this area of CT. The bomb goes down, the spike, excuse me, monster. Finds the pick, Illogical now. Throws out the flash, swings, finds one, looking for two. Drago comes out from the other side, has to pull out the classic, finds the kill. Swings on CT, dinks Heron, now 2v3. Syracuse down. Jono evens it up, finds the one. Heron, low HP, gonna swing around the corner. Pretz finds the headshot, looks towards Heaven, traded out by Lemur. Jono comes around the back, finds the headshot, clutches out the round for Syracuse.
That's exactly what they're looking for. Jono, good headshot there, and the Syracuse Orange have themselves a 2-round winning streak. Going up 7-5 would be very big on this defensive side. Syracuse kind of struggle, just depending on the map, on the offense or the defense, just kind of how it goes for this Orange squad. It did last year, but I mean, obviously there's time to make up for it, to say the least. And new season, new us, potentially. They are going to try and go up 7-5 here. 6-6 will be the tied score, but this is the last round before the half buyout, and unfortunately for Kirasudo, it's going to be a judge in light armor.
Yeah, this round is absolutely massive for both Michigan State and Syracuse. You really want to, win all the rounds you can. That ult is going to come out from Illogical. Pretz with that little blue orb that comes around that tells the attackers that there is an ulting Yoru in their presence. Stomp turns around though, gets the sound cue and finds trade to even it up.
Much needed trade there from Stomp. Move out that hologram. Yeah, hologram to the left side. It won't do much of anything. He's expecting someone to be there that isn't there right now, as Chamber is taking the more conservative approach, and we've seen Michigan State web and flow with how this has gone so far with that aggression. They don't think anyone's there right now, but they are aware they are missing one piece of that puzzle on that peak. It's not moving up top. Chamber not looking the right way, but Kirasudo has their back with the judge, presumably.
You wonder what that weapon's going to do from that far away, but Lemur able to swing out, find the kill, and get out with that E again. That teleport away essentially is a free kill if you're able to use it. Finds the second on the stomp, jumping across. That slow is going to come out from Vise, swinging from the top. Lemur finds the pick through the smoke. Now Drago whiffs a little bit, falls to Lemur, the ace, the 5K from the Michigan State player.
I mean, that is a rough go for the Orange there. It's a takeover from Lemur. That is one of those days where somebody's hot and you aren't, in that kind of way. And
happens.
That's a Chamber player at his best for the folks at home. Chamber is the kind of pick you make when you're feeling good, when your hands are feeling hot. And Lemur obviously is one of those players that tends to be that way.
Yeah, you get the most value out of that Chamber if you're able to use those guns that Chamber gets for free. Not for free, obviously, but the Chamber gets as an ability. If you're able to use that to its most effective way, that's when Chamber as a character really, really shines.
Lemur, a freshman, an engineering major. Liam Mast is their name. They are a very young player, obviously, into this space, but as esports go, the younger you are doesn't really matter, other than, I guess, leadership, putting your team together, and I guess reaction time is technically better sometimes, but the experience isn't all there. And Chamber player, freshman, going to be aggressive, as we're seeing in that pistol round. Syracuse watching a lot of aggression from that other side. Good job by Drago not to look. Recon bolt comes out. Drago going to go push forward as Stomp back towards mid. Going to have to rotate over. Bomb coming down now for that Spartan side. Syracuse not going to trifle with it, as there's only 2 on that site for them. They prepare a retake. Here comes Pretz. Recon dart comes out. Illogical watching top. Moving down now. 3 come on site for the Orange. It's Jono who gets 1. Jono gets 2, goes down, and so does Monster. Lemur and Kirasudo trade. Drago and Stomp get 2 more. On board with Drago. Lemur, the last one left for the Spartans. Pushing out Drago just in time. Moves right. Lemur gets 1. Pretz goes down. Hot hand continues. Lemur gets 2. 1 more. Diffuse. Can't do it in time. And Lemur, 9 kills in the last 2 rounds. Gets the clutch.
Yeah, the freshman coming out and making a name for himself for absolutely massive kills. Syracuse were in the power position there. They know where Lemur has to peek from, but Lemur obviously playing that very well with that sidearm ability that Chamber is blessed with, able to just jiggle peek, counter strafe, find those headshots, find the kills. That gun does 45 or I think 55 damage to the body. So it's going to be a 2-shot if your opponent doesn't buy body armor.
Full force buy, and Lemur is a sniper user, has that double barrel sniper right now.
Remember, that gun will 1-shot to the body. if you do not have full armor, which Syracuse cannot unless they do an insane buy, which obviously they're not going to do.
Pushing forward towards that B side. It's the wrong guess if you're looking at the map, and that is a split. Yoru is not in a great spot right now, and they know that. Vase, if they're aggressive, going to get there. They're still going to go B. 5 remaining on B. It's going to be a 5-on-5 like basketball. Slouching Hirasuto goes down. Slouching Hirasuto get 1, 2 for Hirasuto, and Lemur gets 1 more. Excuse me. Monster going to have to push forward into what seems like a buzzsaw, and that it is. Lemur waiting there, and Monster goes down.
Yeah, good job from Michigan State. You know, that Vise wall, very good as a flank watching tool. You can't destroy it. You can't get around it. If you go through it, the Vise will know. And the Vise did know indeed. Syracuse tries to swing out, swing together, but the gun disadvantage. Those classics can't do nothing to a Bulldog.
It's going to be a force buy here from Syracuse. Michigan State likely has not bought anything in their end. We'll see what they do. It's pretty traditional to try and not full buy here, but they're going to. Monster and Drago have Vandals. I'd assume the rest of the team does as well, looking for that gun advantage in round 3. Not the way the Orange play it. On this map, though, it's really essential. It's hard to get momentum back here.
This fight, I was going to say, is going to be massive for the round, but Drago on peaks at the perfect time. The Oru clone, is it fake, is it not? It's always the question you have to ask yourself. Drago, though, guesses right. Fully flashed, logical, runs in, stop, though. Finds the player trade onto Heron.
Spike goes down, but they get it. Illogical goes down. Jono up top. Gets Illogical watching as Stop tries to push forward. Monster gets Kirasudo in that back end. Spike goes down. Pushing forward as Jono gets their head taken off. Slouch gets 1 more up top with that Bulldog. Pret's going to get Slouch, though, and now it's a 2v1. But once again, it's the freshman Lemur. Trying to go forward. Pret's going to just have to wait. They know how this time works. They know what Lemur's doing, and Monster gets Lemur. Good angle from Monster, and it's going to be Syracuse.
Yes, Syracuse know there that Lemur's low HP, and sometimes the easiest thing to do is just to peek out and hit your shot.
Not while I'm.
It's actually
pulling out the telephone.
The Aura telephone.
The Aura telephone. I mean, look, the kids these days.
Ring,
kids
ring.
these days always on the darn phone, Carson.
Ring, ring, Aura's calling. Yeah, that's the worst one I've done yet. Brett's leading the squad right now, 11-9. Syracuse squad is all.
You should do stand up.
Syracuse squad is all about the same. Heron struggling on that end for Michigan State, but as you see, Lemur 9 kills, came in 2 rounds, but apart from that, they've really been not too great.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to deny an ace and then a 1v3 clutch.
I mean, I agree with that, but Lemur is 5-11 in all other rounds. Drago has that Marshall, excuse me. Gonna wait
Looking for the headshot. Knows Lemur's gonna peek. Finds it. That's a massive, massive pick for Syracuse. Now have the man advantage. Michigan State going to use that to flood into the B site, and Syracuse going to be left in a retake.
Drago, the freshman, the wiser one there. It's a freshman Marshall off, and Syracuse wins that one. They're down 8-7 right now. Really need this one to put it back together. Defensive end.
Syracuse start to flood out of heaven. That Yoru clone is going to walk down. No one bites. Stop now. Watching this far from heaven. Gets the ping. Knows there's someone there, but just the raw peek. Loses it. Monster now. Finds one. Pretz Monster. Then a 2v3 Slouch. Gets that kill from heaven. Trades it out for the gun. Peeks from behind him. Slouch cleans it up. Gets the 3K.
3 goes down in moments, and Slouch has a better angle right there. Michigan State goes up 9-7. And that is a rough go for the Syracuse Orange, who lost 3 players in just about a fraction of a second.
It's tough. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Syracuse, though, a really important round here. Down 9-7. They don't have much money, so it looks like they will opt to save here. Maybe buy some deagles, light force buy, see if you can take some kills, see if you can get some guns, maybe sneak around out. But, you know, looking to try and change this momentum as Michigan State has been the one with all the answers.
Cruising on this defensive side, earlier towards the end. Now they've been great on the offense. Syracuse is going to go more of an offensive push for defense. Wrong side, and they look away. That's just timing, and unfortunate ones at that. Somebody's got to be watching that, and Kirasudo gets 2 at mid. 5-3 advantage for that Michigan State Spartan side. Jen, I'm going to take a look, but honestly, now is a rough spot for the Orange. Do you go more aggressive here, or do you just wait for a retake? Down 5-3, the last thing you want to do is retake. You want to find a way to get a pick or 2 and try and even those numbers. Back up top. They get 1. Jono gets Kirasudo at the cost of
Most of it.
79 health, yeah.
Most of Jono's HP.
Quick math.
Monster now, the smoke's gonna go down. Peeks out, finds the one. Gonna look for a second jump spot. Peeks two. Oh my god, Monster! Playing like an absolute monster. Syracuse now gonna take this opportunity to push out. Monster, that Vi's ultimate is going to make Michigan State unable to use their primary weapons. Now pushing out. Slouch comes in from the side. Drago attacks the bomb. The swing out from the right. Slouch finds the first headshot. Drago now. Jono, last two alive, looking to clutch up in this 2v2. Logical swings out, unable to find it. Slouch, Syracuse, valiant effort, unable to close it out.
Gun differential. They got a lot of picks, though, so they'll have the money this round. Michigan State, remember, first to 13 win this game. Syracuse 6 away, MSU 3 away. 12-12 will result in overtime if you are not aware. To those of us watching Valorant for the first time, because there's a lot of friends and family watching for the first time. Thank you very much, first of all, for watching the Syracuse University Esports stream. We love to have you. Sorry for the difficulties earlier. We've got game 2, and it's a good one, 10-7. Defending champions struggling a little bit early against the Orange, have found their way 10-3 since that first 4 rounds at the Orange.
Let's play.
Both Chambers going to use their ultimate abilities here. Is Jono going to watch the right angle at the right time? Watching Heaven, Lemur now thinking about if he wants to peek out. The flash is going to come out. Jono with that E, able to escape. Picks it back up. It's going to be Drago and Jono, on this site. Hoping to defend against this push in from Michigan State. Drago peeks, finds the good timing on Heron. The Yoru flash, the ult. Yoru still dancing around the map in that clone. Going up to really, really push far into the Syracuse's backline.
Good teleport timing.
The jump peek. Drago now gets the information.
Oh my goodness.
Feeds it to Jono, who picks it up the kill. Finds Chamber up top. Monster now. A logical last one left. Stomp. Cleans it up. Syracuse, a must-win round, able to deliver.
Jono guns down a freshman and a sophomore. That's senior experience for you, the duelist. Very good there, and that is an Orange win. Defenders going to take a timeout. The Orange have themselves some momentum. Then I take a quick moment to calm down and see what they can do. As, I wouldn't have taken that, but obviously this team knows themselves better than we do, of course, so it's kind of one of those situations where you have momentum and maybe you're getting a little bit too excited and you don't want to go into that next one too aggressive. This Orange squad has been playing defense in a way I don't really think has been great for them. They've been very, very aggressive, pushing things they don't need to push, swinging things they don't need to swing, but it worked for them there, for credit.
Yeah, it did. I think the most important play of that round was that jump peek that came in from Drago, I think it was, able to call out where Slouch was for Jono to peek over and find that kill with that Chamber ultimate. Looking at the ult economy across the board for Michigan State, that Omen has that full map teleport. So Omen is going to click the ultimate ability, can teleport to anywhere on the map. Very powerful ability. Vise obviously makes it so that the other team cannot use their primary weapon. And the Sova ultimate, what we saw Pretz use earlier, you pull out your massive bow, and if you hit him, you do 75 damage.
Syracuse has that Yoru ult, which you saw pulled last game, biological. And also, they have themselves the Astra ult, which is a giant wall. If you've ever played Overwatch, Symmetra.
Yep, pretty much exactly. Fun little quirk about that wall, though. You can't hear what's going on the other side.
Yes.
So it completely blacks out one side of the map from the other. The Great Divide, as some might dare to call it. Jono gets the operator of his own, tries to find an early peek, doesn't, has to use that E to get out.
It's a good teleport from Jono, knowing not to push too far into it. Michigan State mostly lined up in the middle, trying to find themselves a pick. And that Syracuse offense on defense makes a lot of sense to try and find a pick. Pretz gets
Massive.
one. Lemur goes down at the hand of the captain. Gonna try and get a recon bolt out there to see if there's anyone there, and he will be comfortable a little bit at moving away from that A site or moving forward in that A site because he knows that there's no one there.
Yeah, the call comes in, and you see Yoru starts to move over towards the B site. Pretz doesn't spot anybody with that recon. Chamber, if anybody's going to lurk, is going to be the one to do it, so Syracuse wisely send one more towards the B bomb site. Drago, going to be the first line of defense, catches the shoulder, pops that Astra smoke, and backs up. Waits for his team.
Gonna do it from there from Drago. Saw one, don't know how many there are. Stomp's gonna get one pick. It's a 5-on-3 advantage for the Orange. Heron gonna get Drago. Moving forward now. Headshot for Stomp.
Bang.
Good pick right there. Gonna teleport out of that though. It's gonna be a site almost taken for that MSU squad. Nobody's there. They are gonna want to take it. Syracuse gonna opt to let the two come on site and try and get a retake due to just everyone's health and who was there. Alt's gonna come out here from Stomp. Dimensional drift. Moving forward. Sees everything going on, giving toss to the teammates.
That's
Monster
one.
gets one. The freshman going for the second. Kirasudo jumping up top and Stomp stomps the life out of that one. 10-9, Orange find themselves around.
Great play from Syracuse. The wherewithal to know, hey, 2v4, slow down. We don't have to fight this. If you're Syracuse and you fight on site, now you're fighting a 2v2 and then another 2v2 if you were to lose those two aim duels. Hey, let's back up. We have the Yoru ult. We will know for free where each player on Michigan State is. If we just back up and play this a little bit patiently, they do. Stomp uses the ult. Textbook retake.
Controlled aggression. Name of the game for the Orange here. They play defense in an offensive way. For just ease of the eye, you can tell they peek more. It looks like some of the time that they're playing offense for the uninitiated. And Michigan State up 10-9, have given 2 rounds straight to the Orange. They're going to take a timeout. If you're the Michigan State coach, what are you telling your Spartan squad?
Let's set the scene. I'm C. Xander.
Okay.
First map came out, didn't play up to speed, didn't play up to you know the legacy that Michigan State left behind. You go into the second map, you're playing good. You think, oh, hey, maybe I got my swagger back. Syracuse call a timeout of their own and are able to respond. So now I'm saying, look, hey team, we're better. We know what we need to do. We have to play smart. We have to trade out our teammates, and you know we have to figure out how we can get this momentum back in our side. As we see Monster, I mean these Sheriff shots were just beautiful. Pop goes the Weasel.
You heard of Billy the Kid, get ready for Monster the Kid. Jono also having themselves a real good game, as Brett's going to get Lemur there. It's been those peaks that have been the real defensive stalwart for the Orange. It's kind of what's been their whole peanut butter and jelly, for lack of a better analogy there. I mean, it's the best one. There's nothing better than peanut butter and jelly in terms of meshing well together. And the Syracuse offense has been working well with their aim. To be fully honest with you, it's just been one of those games for the Orange where they've found a way to click the head of the other team. Point-and-click adventure game, I always say Valorant is, because it really is.
Ooh, Jono unable to hit that flick onto Kirisudo. Gets that trade with the headshot. Monster now swings off, but the Yoru, it's a fake! It's a trap! Syracuse down 3-5.
Almost used it as a shield there because the bolt doesn't go through it, and it's going to be the ult from the MSUVs. They get out of it primarily in time. One does, the other does not. Still Vandal for that Syracuse side from Stomp. Real big damage, 33 health remaining, no shield. Got to back up. Pretz going to have that primary fire back. Going to get Lemur in the process of it. That's one. And it's going to be a mountain for Syracuse. Up 3-4, almost 2-4 in health. Gonna be a trade. One more. Slouch gonna get the best of Drago. Illogical gonna go down. No health basically for one of them. But there's 2 picking at the same time. Pretz can't get themselves a 4. It's gonna be 3 coming up just short. 11-9 MSU.
Oh, boy can dream. I thought Pretz was gonna get that one. Flick up, find the head, but Kirisudo not gonna let that happen. Just a little too good to let yourself get flicked on like that. Syracuse 11-9. If they lose this round, it will be they're playing for a tie. They're playing to go to overtime. Syracuse buy up here, low on credits. This is the round for Syracuse, for the Syracuse Orange.
This is gonna be kind of everything here. It's obviously not match point yet, but this is match point money-wise.
Proverbially.
You're gonna go into a savior if you don't win this round. The Orange have to win it here. He's going to be fake from Jono. Sees the shoulder. Can't get the shot off, but teleports out of it. It's going to be a net 0 gain and loss for both sides.
Missed opportunity for Jono. That's a shot that you just got to hit.
Freshman thinking about it and trying to find their way back, and Monster just going to back off. Not with the aggression. Stop gets one. Kirisudo way too aggressive on that left side without their team.
Monster pushing up across the bridge, Illogical from heaven, able to find the first headshot. Equalizes it back to a 4v4. Syracuse back up, look to take the retake. The Ricardon is going to find 3. That's 1 for Pretz, looking for more, not going to find it, but the damage is done. Heron is killed, and Michigan State is tagged. Syracuse with the man advantage. Illogical going on the aggressive through the smoke. Stomp, gonna find one, but a little bit too late. Illogical able to take one on the way out. Slouch now equalizes it 2v2. Looking to get that bombed out. Jono pushing up.
No illusion there for Yoru as they get one, and Lemur gets nailed.
Look up, look up, look up. You see his legs. Tries to peek it. Slouch, though, finds the cleanup. 12-9. Michigan State are on map point, looking to take it to a map 3.
It's got to be a savior from the Orange, unfortunately, as well. It's obviously a full buy down with match point. Some have Sheriffs, but you've seen this Orange squad with a Sheriff. They are one heck of a cowboy.
The Sheriffs in town, the Wild West, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Pretty fitting as they're both wearing dress shirts and jeans. One cowboy hat away from being a cowboy.
If only. If only life were that simple. Jonah, you see, has that pistol, but used all of his credits to buy 8 shots for that sidearm secondary. So do not worry. Jonah is well equipped in this round. Stomp going to be spotted by Logical using that Yoru ult to find information. Now that Yoru ult, again, a really good pairing with the Sova ult because you can run in, find where everybody is, tag them up, and then the Sova can clean up. Unable to find anything with that Sova ult, but Lemur takes down Stomp.
Nobody tagged there, but obviously got some information on where the Syracuse Orange were. B site fully taken by the Michigan State Spartans. Heron going to plant. Jono trying to find one here, and the Syracuse Orange squad has to remount a retake here. Pretz has to be quiet. Omen heard him. Backing up. Omen coming forward to Pretz. Nails Pretz. That's 2 on 5, and looking at a flawless match point here. One more monster. What do you got? 38 health, and can't get much of anything. It's flawless. Michigan State takes game 2. As the Orange find themselves reeling after the Spartans collect themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Syracuse would really have loved to close it out there, obviously, because it would have given them the map win. But now you have to go into a map 3 against a school that you're coming in, you're the underdog. You're not favorited. You come out, you have a strong map 1. You look to keep that momentum carried into game 2. Michigan State, though, able to right the ship.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves with this Orange squad. They played very well. Need to get better picks, need to find better gunplay, need to find better fights. Obviously, you want to get those picks at mid, but Michigan State's beating you. You don't want to find yourself in those situations repeatedly, down a player, down 2 players. I think you got to play better as a team, play more as a team if you're the Orange. Kind of go against what this team is good at, and that's those picks, getting 1 or 2 picks on the offensive end, defensive end all the time. The Syracuse squad has to be aggressive. Remain as aggressive as they have been, but I want them to play together as a squad. I don't want them to move or, obviously, part of Valorant is that diversion into other sites. The squad has been great. Michigan State doesn't really commit to a site too often. They almost always have 2 at mid. If you can force your way onto site, retakes are going to be a lot tougher for this Michigan State squad, especially when you're on the offense. Defensive side, same thing. Makes retakes a heck of a lot easier when you have a full team with you.
Yeah, I mean, you like to see Syracuse, use this utility a little bit better, maybe try and, get better use out of your flashes, make sure you're pushing, you're swinging together. So we take a look back through some of the big moments of Game 1. As we see, Syracuse came out strong. I remember back in round 3, Carson, we felt like the world was our oyster. And that's props to Michigan State. That's props to the coach from Michigan State. Obviously, those timeouts, he probably did not say what I said when we were doing our little role play back there. Said something a little smarter, more effective. And it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously working for the Michigan State squad. After down 4-0, they take a timeout and they put themselves back together. Pretz was one of the biggest factors for the Syracuse Orange squad, but he really could not put that team on his back, though. Not like Greg Jennings could. Lemur was just elite in those clutch moments and was just kind of everything for that Michigan State squad. They would have lost that game if it wasn't for Lemur's certain theatrics at the last match and the first match of the flip sides.
We talk about heroics. I think the match MVP has got to go to Lemur. Obviously, that ace in that last match, or that last round of the first half, and then the 1v4 clutch on that pistol round to start off the second half. Let Syracuse know, hey, yo, new kid on the block. I can shoot my gun too.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, you actually missed that. We talked about college football upsets a little bit. Appalachian State, Michigan. A lot of the times in college football upsets, you go to halftime, week 1, that bigger school is down, that Power 4 school is down because they didn't come out swinging. And at halftime it ends. Is for the Syracuse Orange squad, is it just a flash in the pan? Was round 1 just Michigan State not putting it together? Or can they find it? Was Abyss not their map? We'll see what they play in just a moment here. But I believe it's going to be bind, if I remember correctly from what we said earlier. Syracuse has to find a way to put it back together on bind. It's going to be a very, very good job from the Syracuse Orange if they can pull off an upset here. Not just a flash in the pan is what they want. They've obviously shown that they can take this Michigan State squad to the end, and they did there in that second game. Don't get me wrong, a few gunfights go a bit a different way, and it's maybe a 13-8 game Orange again. And it's those few moments in the clutch that the Orange have to find a way to put themselves back together.
Yeah. We're going to bind, and the key here is going to be misdirection, right? You're going to want to fake in one way. You want to use those teleporters to your advantage. You want to make the opponent think you're doing one thing when you're actually doing another. And, a play style that I think, we've seen a little bit more of that misdirection, of that kind of sleight of hand from Michigan State here so far. But again, Abyss and first map not really too well suited for that. So it's going to be interesting to see how Syracuse is able to respond, try and bring the momentum back in their favor.
26 rounds for both of these squads at the minimum is what they're hoping for on that winning side. Can the Syracuse Orange put themselves back together? Take a little look at the facility, the Shine Gaming and Esports Center.
Beautiful.
You haven't seen it since the spring. Obviously, we got to use this space very early in the season on Saturday for the PEC kickoff show. That was awesome. If you did not check that out, go check it out. Mr. Bepic came in from... I actually don't know where Mr. Bepic is from, but...
Bepic Lands.
Bepic Lands.
Lives in his own universe.
He does. Go check him out on Twitter. He's a very good caster. Was great on that pregame show. Got to spend the finals with him. Either way, Syracuse PEC kickoff was a blast. Nebraska, Michigan State, Boise State, and us, obviously, all came here, and it was a heck of a good time. Played some regular season matches. Had a little bit of a show match at the end. Michigan State stood no chance against the stampeding Broncos, and it was a 3-0 game. Real tough for that Michigan State Rocket League squad. Obviously, we're not talking Rocket League. We're talking Valorant. And Michigan State, I think, is going to be towards the top of that field with how they played. That's basically where I was going with all that.
It's a good point. Obviously, Michigan State won the PEC last year, number 1 in the coaches poll. We've been saying it all night, not because we love repeating ourselves or hearing ourselves talk, which we do. We're casters. There's a point to that. But because, these coaches know what they're talking about. They know that Michigan State, even though only one player is returning from last year's championship squad, is still a force to be reckoned with. These new freshmen, the big name that's been screaming out at us, Lemur, just going out there absolutely fragging. I want to see a little bit more fragging coming out of these Syracuse freshmen. That's no shade. They're playing very good. They're playing their role. They're playing solid. They're getting good kills. Obviously, Monster with those crazy deegs. Yeah, but look, I'm calling it. I'll call the shot. Monster, epic 1v3 clutch incoming right here.
Okay. Well, we'll mark you down for that. As the Syracuse Orange, you have to imagine, you're wondering, like you mentioned, the coaches' rankings. You're thinking, why does Michigan State have that high of a ranking? They lost 4 players, and the reason why is the program pedigree. That Michigan State squad is one of the best in the country for a reason. In Lansing, they figure it out, and they dominate. They dominate every conference they were in. I mean, you talk about their Smash Bros. Team, undefeated in the regular season, every single regular season they played. And this is just the pedigree of this Michigan State program. On Ascent, we've got some interesting picks here. Obviously, it's a bit different of a map. What can you run me through here, Daniel?
So it's not bind. It's going to be Ascent. And there's no teleporters to work with. So this map, it centers around mid control. This mid is so vital. You have to get control of mid, and you have to get it early. You have to throw smokes, and you want to try and push through the first mid doors into that pizza area. Once you get into pizza, the world opens up because you can go into B through market, or you can go through to A, through catwalk, through tree. So fighting over control of mid is going to be absolutely vital.
KO pick from this red side of Syracuse. Something you like to see. I really love KO. KO is my favorite character in this game, purely maybe because it's an awesome robot. So I mean, that's pretty
dope. That's pretty sick.
Pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I mean, it's a robot that shuts you down. It's one of the hardest characters to counter when they're moving correctly and when they are making the right decisions. See if the Syracuse squad works towards their aggression with shutting down abilities. It's going to make the other team have a harder time responding to the Orange and force them into gunfights, which I think is what the Orange strategy has been, is forcing them into one-on-one gunfights as many times as they can, because the Orange believe they can win those. It's their game to play. They believe they're better with that, and obviously you're seeing a very just kind of come and get a squad right on this other side, so I can describe this comp.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have the Omen. Both teams have the Sova. Both teams have the Yoru, but the last 2 picks are where we start to differ. Syracuse opts for the KO and the Chamber. Trying to look for a little bit more stalling, try and hold those sights, those good flashes with the KO, able to set up kills from your Chamber, who, Jonah, we saw has the ability to really go out there with those guns and get some kills and make some plays. Michigan State, on the other hand, going to go for the Jet and the Cypher. Trying to play more of a classic team comp. Set up those tripwires. You set them up over the choke and they can't go through. You get that Jet to dash up and dash through the defensive setup from Syracuse.
Obviously, Syracuse Bind takes place on the wonderful Syracuse campus, as you can see right now. A very beautiful place indeed. Remember the Finger Lakes from last semester with Overwatch team. It's a similar situation to that. Yes, there is floating chairs in Syracuse, New York. SU Drago on that Omen, and I'm really excited to see this team comp play out.
Yeah, it's going to be about, taking that space with those Omen TPs, doing the thing. You pull forward, you teleport in. Can you find the right spot? Pairing that with the KO Flash. There are some absolutely sick, nasty setups with the KO Flash on this map. But right away, Monster takes one on the logical, buys that Deagle on Jet, looking to play more of the carry role here, trades him out.
Hello, mid-trade is going to be the thing we're going to say a lot today. Comes and goes. This middle of the map was made for Jet specifically, it feels like. A lot of elevated spots. The Orange have to play around that. Illogical peeks the shoulder. Nobody can get them in time as the bullets do take time to travel. Jono walking into a friendly smoke here on that, or rather an away smoke here. Taking a moment to step back. The Syracuse squad moving up towards A2 split either way. It's a 4-on-4 still. Health advantage goes towards the Orange side. Jet lower than half, but that momentum can help out. Here. Stomp has the spike. Jono pushing forward. They're watching the same angle. Jono.
Yeah, Syracuse looking to split into this A bomb site. Monster with that KO, using that utility effectively, takes down Logical. Going to put Syracuse into the 4v3. The recon bolt comes out, spots out Jono. Now pushing through heaven is going to be the Sova, but Monster finds that kill to 3K. Not quite a 1v3, but the 3K for Monster. Looking for the ace. Maybe could see if he can find two more. Ooh,
goes
that
down.
dream is going to be... There goes that dream as Kirisudo shuts it down. Now Syracuse in the 3v2 have to be careful about how they play this. Putting 3 underneath heaven. It's an interesting play here, but with these numbers, with the number advantage, maybe it's something that you can really pull off. Michigan State gonna drop down together, find the first 2 kills. Now Drago underneath, finds the first headshot, looking for the second. The blind's gonna come out on the bomb. Sova over to the left. Both people full HP. The recon dart comes out, 3 bullets in the gun. Drago swings, finds the headshot. The freshman with the clutch.
Oh my goodness, that is I am better than you flat right there. 1-0, and it's been an electric 1-0 at that. Syracuse has themselves a big group of younger players who are just absolutely dominating. Seeing them there, real excited. And energy is what the Syracuse squad has really needed on the Valorant team. And there's 2 new freshmen from Michigan. It's really felt like they're the ones providing it. Kind of just life support for this Orange squad when they need it. And that is an electric one at that. Syracuse going to force by Lemur, who's been an aggressive all game as that freshman on the Michigan State side with a judge.
What a way to inject energy and passion into your team, then with a 3-bullet clutch. Just absolutely swags out. Syracuse, though, looking to keep this momentum going. Syracuse has been really, really good on the pistol round so far in this series. But Heron, Kirisudo,
oh no,
looking to play this high-low angle, the stacked angle. Jono is going to peek into it. Ooh, we can feel the tension building. Fine for 1 in a second. Ooh, that's just a nice little 2-piece from Jono.
Oh my goodness, sorry, I got to jump the gun there. Jono there. I mean, they bought 7 shots in that gun for a reason.
That shows you can count, Carson. At least up to 2.
Heartwarming, Hope Core. Carson Cass can count to 2, folks. My math skills on these broadcasts have not been all the way around. Logical going to peek with the, or was going to peek until the enemy smoke came in. Monster towards that middle site. They're trying to enforce it from this middle section, as B looks to be more the route that they're going to take. Michigan State going to move over. Lemur already on. Slouch kind of taking that more A center now, as they don't think that that's the option, as they're hearing Stomp on the other end.
Stomping around, you could say.
Good shout. Really good shout there.
Thank you. Now Illogical, the only one left on this site. Not Illogical, Lemur, excuse me. Lemur on the Yoru now, not Illogical. Teleports back into the site. Pretz gets the kill, but the shotgun.
Oh.
Yep, that's a good shout from Drago. Coming around the back. Lemur's got a shotgun. You know what beats a shotgun? Distance.
Yeah, 15 meters about. Drago gets the last one in the Omen battle. Drago wins against Slouch. Flawless for the Orange in round 2. Money moves as that money momentum slides the Orange way. Citrus side. Jump into this double K here. I mean, Jono just took the cap off of 2 Michigan State Spartans. Those helmets were flying. And it's looking like a Trojan horse, that Orange squad. Let them every single time. In that first 4 rounds so far, the Orange right now are 10-0. And it's not making it easy. The Spartans themselves have just been doing a terrible job.
So I really want to point out here, this is what you get with KO. You see this lineup, Monster setting it up. That Molly is going to fall near the entrance to Pizza, and that's going to block off that whole angle. Heron cannot push out. Heron has to be a little bit scared, but peeks out anyway, finds the kill. Excuse me, that Molly landed towards boat, towards stairs. Again, cutting off these angles, trying to isolate duels, what we were saying in the pre-match. Drago somehow able to sneak his way up mid. Heron gets 3. Lemur. They don't know Drago's here, though. Could be a little something crazy.
Orange looked to make chaos, but the Spartans took advantage. Spectre's going to get 1, and the Orange still have the money advantage. Go down. Not a floss, but something real close as only one player took damage on the Michigan State side.
Yeah, on those bonus rounds, right? Obviously, you'd love to win, but if you can't win the round, because you are voluntarily going into a round where you have worse weapons, you're looking to take guns away from the opponent because you're going to have the money to buy next round. So if you can disrupt Michigan's buy, then you're in an even better position. But Syracuse only able to find one, not going to mess with the Michigan State economy too much.
Getting late here in Syracuse. It's the same time there, almost 10 p.m. around these two squads. Who's going to get ready to burn the midnight oil? What squad has got it in this later section? Who's got to go the distance? And I'd say it's the team with 3 freshmen as opposed to the one with 0 trades on that A section side. Stomp waiting for Slouch. Altorp coming through. Nobody's going to touch each other there somehow. And that felt like it was just real close to a collision, but everybody gets out unscathed except, the Omen and the Jet on either side. But who's counting?
There are no victors in Love and War. Syracuse, Group 3 towards A main. Jono working in through mid, trying to take space around the map. Syracuse just looking to, push their feet in, dip their toe in the water. See, is there someone here? Is there someone there? Where should we go? It's looking like A is going to be the call. There's the Cypher on B. Syracuse know that. They don't really want to mess with that. We're late into the round. Utah has been spent. Syracuse is going to come out. That Molly is going to force Lemur into a different position. Brett's able to capitalize on it. Now peeking out heaven is Slouch. Slouch to the floor by Monsters Vandal.
Heron going to have to be aggressive here. Orange on site. Why don't you wait for your teammate is kind of what I'm wondering for Heron, who is just pushing for no good reason up top. Lost some damage. As Jono and Monster are going to swip around to the other side at Garden. Stomp going to move around with them. And the Orange are going to prepare themselves defensive. Just shoot through the floor down there. Pretz gets some damage. But the Orange have the upper hand. It's going to be a retake for the Michigan State Spartans, down 2-4.
I think they should save. Heron goes down to Stomp. I don't know. Maybe
just
it's
doesn't make sense.
Maybe it's my CS brain kind of infecting my soul as Pretz is able to clean up the kill on the Kirisudo. But you're down 2-4. Time is running out. Your Cypher, your Sova, you don't really have util to be able to push back in to take this site. Get out with your guns. You can put a buy together. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to fight to the death for every single round. I really think Michigan State should have just saved there.
And you're going to look here at the 2 players who do not have a gun right now, and it's going to be Heron and Lemur, who were the ones up there. Excuse me, Heron and Kirisudo were the ones up there. Lemur not having themselves a great game. Cannot buy, has not gotten a kill in 2 rounds. But it's a tough one. Lemur going to try and be aggressive here. Monster did see them, and they have the knife destroyed. They know someone's right there. As they're going to back up there as Lemur doesn't want anything to do with that. Friendly smoke for the Orange there, as it's going to allow KO back in the middle.
We're talking about mid. We're talking about how vital this mid control is. Michigan State not opting to play it too close. Maybe it's just because they're on a bit of a weaker buy, but still, they kind of just put a Cypher trip at that mid choke point, and they say, all right, we're not really going to fight for it. We're going to put one tree to watch it, but other than that, we're going to sit alone. A large goal from B finds the quick 2-piece before Pretz is able to trade it out.
Well, as the namesake says, that just doesn't make sense. A 2-on-1, and the Orange lose it. Rough scenes there. If you are a Citrus fan, 3-4 disadvantage for the Syracuse side. Jono now pushing towards A. Maybe made some noise there, yours. Trying to find it.
Gets the front now, has to watch out for Slouch. Peeking from main with the Bulldog is going to be able to find the kill on the discombobulated Jono. Drago able to force Slouch out with the Molly, or with the blind, excuse me.
I mentioned earlier, this Orange squad just doesn't seem to play together all that much, and that's kind of what's happening here. Drago on site, now trying to finally push with their teammate. Moving right. Forward.
Yeah, I don't know if that sound cue from the Omen teleport was heard by the Orange. Either way, the Cypher cam comes out. Drago can opt not to shoot it. Instead, trying to hide in the corner. Let Pretz take it out. The Cypher hiding up top. The ult is going to come through. Tag them both.
10 seconds left.
Able to dance away, but from grass, from tree is Lemur. Lemurs, where do they live, Carson?
Madagascar.
The trees.
King Julian!
King Julian! It's past 10 p.m. almost in Syracuse, New York. Everybody's getting a little bit delirious, but that's part of the game here, right? This is a lot of Valorant. It is a lot of Valorant to play late at night. An important fact to mention is everybody here is in college. They had a full day of class. Maybe these kids woke up for their 9 a.m. They had classes all the way through till 5 p.m. and now they have to go play a Valorant match that lasts until 11. The mental part of this game is not something to be discounted.
Ultimate out from Stomp right here. Move that right side. Pret's going to get one ult on the other side. He didn't get that sound cue, but sees one there. Dimensional Drift. They know where that is. They get one with the Bucky. Down goes Kirisudo. That's back up top. Monster sitting right there. Is Flash. Doesn't see that there's two.
Oh my god.
Gonna be able to get Jet, but Illogical gets two in that time. Now it's a 3-on-2. The Orange trying to push forward as Monster gets one in that little trade.
It's a good ult from Monster. Really want to secure this round. The right click flash is going to come in. You saw the shoulder. Slouch now being held by Monster. Goes down. The KO can be revived, but doesn't look like he will as Syracuse, 2 members sitting in towards lane. Recon Dart comes out. Lemur low HP, but is with the ult. Syracuse really shouldn't peek this. Make Lemur swing into you, but lining up for the potential collide here.
Oh, that's going to be one there. It's a 1-on-2. Low health for the Michigan State side. Slouch goes down. Health advantage goes to Pretz, but it's not by much. Going to be whoever taps the other one first.
Shock Dart. Shock Dart.
Spike
if anybody can do it, it's Pretz.
Spike is down, but Pretz trying his best there on his perspective. This is what he sees. And down goes Lemur, the captain with the clutch.
An outpour of emotion from the Syracuse squad. Everybody is on their feet smiling except for Pretz. A light smirk folds across his face as he sits there enjoying his masterwork as we see this little weird interaction where Monster shot at the dart. You see this nice headshot from Pretz, able to play ring around the rosy. Must have been an absolute demon in the playground back in the day.
These Citrus squad really thrive in that chaos. They're making as much of a mess of it as they can, and Michigan State just can't keep up in those moments. It's been a lot of fun watching the Syracuse squad try and put it together. Illogical pushing real forward real quick. Pretz goes down not expecting it, but Drago going to shut that down quick. As Heron gets one, Heron gets two, but Monster able to get Heron. Not in time, though, and it's a 2-3 advantage, or disadvantage for the Orange, advantage for Spartans. Moving forward now is Monster. It looks like they're going to go towards the mid, maybe towards A. That's Chamber and KO. Not the kind of util you want, but still good util to try and take a site.
Yeah, I mean, those KO flashes, that molly, that dart is going to be vital. Clearing space for Jono. Trying to find advantageous duels for the freshman to capitalize on.
Jono taking it slow. There's going to be 2 defenders watching here. It's going to be... Excuse me, Sova up top, and Jono moving in. They're going to hear that flash.
Yeah.
The audio cue is there. Omen's going to slowly rotate, making sure there's no one at mid. They only have the confirmation of one, but Lemur with the op peeks it correctly. Down goes Lemur, though, and now it's a 1-on-2. Pretz just 1-1. What can Monster do, the freshman?
Monster, I predicted. I'm not going to cast a curse, but I said something before the match started. Able to find the first one now, Monster. Playing around the box. The Cypher ult is going to come in. They are going to know exactly where Monster is presiding on this site. The peek comes out the swing, tags him down a little bit. Kirisudo able to get that wall bang. Carson, I think I just did something bad.
It's okay. It happens. It's Michigan State. The squad is well preserved mentally with a great coach themselves, and obviously they said push it together. That's a younger player on a KO that's not going to be able to really defend you that well, and not the greatest util usage from Monster there, but still a good try. Orange still up 4-3 as this Michigan State squad tries to fight back from what has been a really good effort from the Orange against the defending champions.
So again, just to fill in the people at home who might not be as familiar with Valorant, that Cypher ult is really valuable in those type of situations. What Cypher does is he picks up his hat, exposes his bald head, and throws it on a fallen enemy, and that lets the team of the Cypher, so in this case, that lets Michigan State know exactly the positions of all the remaining living members of Syracuse, so you can just know exactly where Monster's hiding.
It'll ping once every 3 seconds, and there's a strategy to it. Sometimes you just want to peek. They're going to look at your shadow, or they're going to look at where you've gone. Sometimes you just stay still because you know they're expecting you to move.
The mind games.
It's a lot of mind games, Valorant is, with these abilities, as you're trying to predict what the other team's doing, but there's 497 factors all moving together. Lemur going to peek towards mid. Monster waiting there with a Sheriff. It's going to be a duel. You can see it there. Stops perspective. As Monster waits. Pistol drawn.
Pistol drawn, a dream in hand. 5v5, though. Not going to opt to peek is Lemur.
That would be the first time we've said that today. Lemur extremely aggressive for that Michigan State squad. If there has been one constant, it's that. Jono. It's a location dart, but able to get it out pretty quickly. Drago moving forward, really aggressive, and Pret's going to trade with Illogical, as Monster's the one that goes down there. Stop.
Right
Moving
click.
forward.
Right
The right click. Gonna get one. Gonna get two
Bang.
shots off. Stop gets one. Pretz gets another. It's the Vandal in the Classic on A site. Pretz looking up towards top. Heron gets one.
Ooh.
Shot comes out, and Pretz lucky to escape with their head. Stop gonna just sit under now, and now the Orange have the advantage. It's gonna be a 2-on-3 retake disadvantage for that Michigan State squad. Spike down, recon bolt destroyed. Pretz gonna try and find an angle. Heron here peeking first. Do they have the aggression that's gonna be together this time? Exactly what they want. Kirisudo with them up top. Heron up, moving. It's in the enemy spot now. Target hit with a trademark. Jono gonna come out. They see his shoulder, and Jono goes down. It's a 2-on-2. No advantage anymore for the Orange. They have to jump down, though. Heron jumps. It's the same replay as the first round.
Bang.
Pretz gets one. Pretz does damage. Pretz can't get the last, and it's a 3K for Pretz, but needed 4, and that's all knotted at 4.
Unable to find the kill. Great job from Kirisudo, able to slide out from that angle, swing back in, clean it up. Michigan State tie it up. Syracuse 4-4 as Carson does some water bending actions here in the casting booth. I think we're all feeling it as Illogical calls the timeout. Let's talk about this game. What's happening here? What's it doing? What's working for Michigan State? What's working for Syracuse?
You see that squad is a little bit distraught. It's a close match. It's a young squad with a few freshmen, and you're noticing the ones. I mean, I don't know if that's really distraught as much as those are nice chairs. It's nice to stretch like that. You're actually in the same chair right now.
Look, everybody knows it all is the chair. The gaming chair makes the difference. There's no aim involved. There's no mental. It's all the chair you're sitting on. No, if I'm Michigan State, I'm just saying, all right, look, we're winning some rounds. We're playing good. Let's keep playing smart. You notice they win that round. I think the pivotal action of that round was Lemur not peeking mid. You know, Lemur probably would have found the kill with the operator anyway, but it's that mindset of, you know what, we're the defenders. They have to come to us. If we wait, if we play time, if we try and put ourselves in an advantageous position on the retake, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, and it's come down to a lot of clutch moments for both squads, and it's going to go to the team, I mean, that has the better coaching at those moments. Or who wants it more, depending on how you look at it. But as the timeout comes to a close, the Syracuse Orange squad is locked in. They have to find a way to beat the defending champs. What a statement that would be. Or is that game one just a flash in the pan? And will the Michigan State Spartans take 2 in a row? All knotted up at 4. I'm Carson Cast. Joined with you.
Carson
Joined
Cast.
with Daniel Seligman. Salad man.
You got it right in the pre-show. Then we went to the show.
I'm afraid to say your name because I'm just confident I'm going to get it wrong.
Hey, you got to have no fear, and that's what I want to see from Syracuse.
50%, that's a Hall of Famer in baseball.
That's right. In Valorant, a little bit different. You want to hit more than 50% of your shots.
That's an average player.
That is our rank, Carson. There's a reason we're here and not there. This ult comes out from Jono. That gun, it works functionally the same as an operator. You know, one shot to the body will kill, but it has a faster shot speed, and you can move faster with it, more akin to a scout in Counter-Strike or the Marshal in this game. A very powerful weapon. Jono looking to get some kills with that. As Syracuse postures towards B, but Lemur holding it close with the judge.
They're going to try and go on the defensive side, but it's going to be an immovable object versus an immovable object. Not much is going to get done. They're just sitting next to each other waiting. I see Drago, going to try and push forward as Drago going to just wait for that other side. They're really patient here, the Orange have been. They're going to try and make some noise at A and then see what they can do at B as Spike resides towards B. Yoru with an advent. A really interesting, aggressive peek on that other side. Jono going to push into it with an operator. Not the guy who would have lead, but gonna miss one. Judge gets 2, and that's a rough go. Brett's gonna have to eliminate the last one. Oh, bang! Oh my goodness!
A nice crispy shot. The one-way Cypher thing is going to come out. 10 seconds left. Pretz is really stuck between a rock and a hard place. Syracuse now. The call should come out just to save, but no! I lied! Drago has the bomb on the A-bomb site.
Who would have guessed? Omen teleported away. I didn't notice that, and it's going to be a trade. I'm kind of going to go the Syracuse way. 2-on-3 is a little bit better than 2-on-4. Some might say. Drago, an interesting
I love
lineup.
this play from Syracuse. Looking to get the pincer. Drago obviously on top of the box. Re-smokes. The Omen comes down.
Is that an Odin? Illogical has an Odin. Bullet spamming, but they don't know where they are.
Oh!
What a job! Bullet tracking. Drago gets one. Stomp gets another. Advantage. Orange and Drago gets the last. Orange on top.
An outburst of energy from the freshman on the Syracuse squad. From Stomp. Brett, stoic as always, smiles, sits back in his chair, puts a fist out to either side. His teammates jump on it, bump him, and now the attackers, the one calling the timeout.
That's a good sign for the Orange, but it's kind of rough. You're going to go kind of just have your momentum stalwarted right there. As it's been a good game for the Orange in those clutch moments. Pretz can't get it done there, but Lemur, I mean, it's one of those moments where Pretz's shot right there really saved that game. It's one of the moments where he hears something, he knows what that's going to be, and he just takes the shot and he gets it. And Drago, this pick, obviously, I mean, what bullet tracking that took.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about Pretz for a little bit. Pretz is an absolute grinder. I was roommates with Pretz in my sophomore year, and the amount of games this guy plays is unparalleled. It'd be 3 a.m., and you'd hear Pretz absolutely grinding away. Some might say that is ill-advised, but in the world of collegiate esports, that's what it takes. That's what you love to see. You love to see these players care about their craft. It's a sport. It's a worthy pursuit, and these players are proving that with each round they play, they wear their school's name on their back. They have something to prove.
Brad's one of the 3 seniors, Stomp and Jono. The other 2, Monster and Drago, both from Michigan. So playing their hometown school in the PEC and really showing out. Both of these guys have taken their debut and run with it. This Orange squad feels like it's ready to go, feels like it's ready to compete against basically the top team in this squad, in this conference. Flash goes in, Stomp moving forward, and Recon Volt on the other side. They can't really find it immediately. Lemur gonna get one, thankfully, to it. Ooh, that's a rare nobody gets hurt that much situation. Jono gonna get a logical through the wall. Here comes the ult on that Sova side. Nobody can hit anything. Looks like me playing Counter-Strike. Jono not able to get it, but Monsters does get it in time.
3v3 now for Syracuse. Everybody around the map takes a deep breath. As we see, look on the minimap, Lemur is creeping back around, but that trademark from Jono is going to provide a stopgap. Lemur destroys it. They get the sound cue. They know that Lemur was there. They go start moving towards him, trying to find that kill. Lemur, though, smartly has backed up.
Stomp going to move forward by themselves for now, or excuse me, with 2 other Orange behind.
Timing here.
That's going to go Monster on the other side. Gonna get Lemur on that other end. Here comes the Dimensional Drift ult from Stomp. They're on site, trying to get rid of Spike, trying to get Spike down. Teleports in, gonna have an opportunity, gonna throw down Spike. It's a 3-2 man advantage for that Orange side. It's what you want to see. Slouch should not peek this. This makes no sense alone. Gonna wait a little bit. Stomp down, now on the bottom, gonna teleport back. Syracuse entirely on that A section towards the attacker side.
Yeah, and this is the only thing that can throw a wrench into Syracuse's plan is that smoke. It's going to give Michigan State a free pass into that bomb site, but Syracuse has the flashes. They have KO flashes. They have KO Molly. They have Yoru flashes. They are well equipped to wait for the sound cue of the defuse and throw that smoke fades. Michigan State, Heron finds the first headshot onto Monster. The defuse now comes out. Heron finds the other. Sticking it, though. Doesn't matter. Heron, the 4K, evens the score up at 5 apiece.
That is a rough one there for the Orange. It's a thrifty for Michigan State, and momentum swinging the absolute other way. That's a 3-on-2 advantage. You can't take that site right there where they were. You have to find different angles, and they all just kind of huddled in a closet and got shot by Heron.
5-5. Both teams have used a timeout this half, so we're not going to see another one come out. Slouch, 2 kills. Jono with 3. We see a little bit more disparity in the kill feed here as opposed to earlier games. A little bit more, carry-focused. Pretz and Heron sitting at the top of 12.
Well, Lemur having themselves a rough game towards the bottom of that Michigan State side. And Monster has been the freshman who has just been a monster.
Aptly named.
Aptly named.
Syracuse 5 towards this A side. Not looking to put any pressure towards mid. Not looking to put any pressure towards B. Lemur starting to swing out clear mid. You might get the cues. You might get an idea that Syracuse is looking to push towards this A site.
Pushing to wine there is Drago. Just throw it down. There's an Odin again for this side on Michigan State. One tag, and Pret's going to get one. Kirisudo unable to defend themselves against that ult. Heron going to get Jono, though. That Odin goes down up top, but Pret's there to retake what Lemur just got from Stomp. Now Spike going to go down. It's a 3-2 advantage again. Second round in a row. 5-5. This one's moving slowly, folks, because of how good these teams have been playing down to the wire almost every time. Up top, Drago saw Jet for a moment. Just going to wait down there, and it's going to be 2 below. They're going to try this strategy again, and Michigan State going to do the same thing. Illogical alone up top, floating down, sees the feet of one, but Monster got slashed on the other end. It's a 2-on-2. They're getting sandwiched, and Pretz comes out on top. Illogical goes down, and 6-5 Orange.
Tough spot for Michigan State there. Round after round, you've seen Slouch, when there's pressure towards this A site, Slouch backs off into grass, and we've seen it now happen 2 times in a row, unable to make anything happen on that retake. Maybe you want to see Slouch try and fight for that ground just a little bit more.
For lack of a better term, heck yeah, is from what I'm feeling right now. Because this Orange team last year would have never remotely put up a fight like this against this Michigan State squad. I mean, they did in that first game last year in the fall. I mean, they brought them to 13-6, and then the next game they did not win a round.
Yep.
It's tough. Michigan State is a really good squad, and you love to see a squad who's trying to come back from a rough Las Vegas series in the championship, and they're just putting pressure on the defending champs. You absolutely love to see it. SU on the brink of an upset here. 6-5, final round before the half.
Michigan State really wants to try and equalize here, bring it into an even half. The aggressive play up. Illogical going to spot the gun, finds 2. Jono and Pretz unable to get the kill. Now 3 towards A. The location is revealed. The Cypher ult comes out. They know where all members of Syracuse are. It doesn't stop Monster from pushing out. Finds that first kill, throws the knife, gets the tag onto Omen. Knows Omen is somewhere in the heaven area. Closing the door. Lemur going to push through with that shotgun, unable to find it. Monster, the nice spray through the smoke, equalizes it.
Why did Lemur do that? I don't really understand. It's a interesting take. The door is closing, you have teammates reinforcing,
Beautiful.
and it just leads to situations like this, where now you're down 3-2, despite having a 4-3 advantage at one point. Lemur contributes to the end of it. Stop watching. Bald Cypher comes on site, gets one, but there's a trade. 2-1 advantage for the Orange. Last one up top, it's Jet. Stomping Drago between them. Illogical. Gonna drop down with smoke. Shoot into it. Drago gets Illogical. And the Orange are up 7-5 at the half. Upset brewing.
A smattering of applause comes out from the line of Syracuse player up there on the stage in the Shine Gaming and Esports Center. Take a look at these replays. Monster doing a nice job tracking that aerial movement, the aerial drift of the opponent. Not really going to do a lot. And now Illogical, right? You put that smoke there to try and isolate duels, because you know one is going to be sitting hell, so you try and isolate the duel onto the person sitting on the backside of Jenny. Unable to find the kill, though. Drago comes out on top on the aim duel.
7-5 lead for the Orange, as I just mentioned. They'll be on the defensive side now. For those of you new to Valorant, after 12 rounds, they switch sides. It's 1-13 now. Free for all. Orange on the defensive side. Attackers will be your Michigan State Spartans as they look to try and defend their championship. They did not lose all of last year. 14-0 in both seasons. This would be a big one. Their first loss in Valorant in Power Esports Conference play.
Yeah, you know, the Cypher Cage comes out to get space to cross over, gain control of that B tunnels where Jonah was challenging the Cypher Cam. Smartly placed to see if Jonah was playing around that smoke, which he does, forces him back.
Monster going to move into that space as most of the Orange are B in mid. It was Omen by themselves over at A. 5 offenders coming towards the Omen at A. They hear some, going to move back. Jono now sitting, just having a little fun, waiting for a peek, hopefully, as it's going to be Cypher doing the same thing on the other end. Drago with this classic, trying to defend, but they can. They're not going to get any, but it's going to be a tough one there, as Kirisudo going to get Jono as well on the offensive end. Rough missed shots there. It's pistol round, and that's just sometimes what happens.
Yeah, Pretz, you know, sometimes you just whiff. Now it's going to be Stomp, 1v5, Blind, getting overrun by 1,000,004 people.
Not a flawless. Not a flawless. And the score, as our producer, Cole Hillary, has just said, is the funny number.
Good job, Carson. Holding people accountable. It's what we do on the Syracuse, in the Syracuse University Esports program. Accountability. One of the most important things for any team to run smoothly is Syracuse. Trying to look inward, trying to figure out, okay, how can we play here? We're playing down, we're playing in a force round. Our guns are terrible compared to the firepower from Michigan State. They're going to play 4 towards A main, look to try and fight for control of here, control of A main, get that ult orb, make a play.
Geno steps in the produce of the farmer's market, not supporting local businesses.
You ever? It's like the cabbage guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I knew because I don't know why.
My cabbages! The flash from Monster there are going to try and take this space here. Slouch is going to smartly back up, but now watching Lemur with that. Marshall going to be able to find 2, not the Marshall, the Odin, excuse me.
Yes, folks, the Orange are actually on defense here, despite what you are seeing on your screen.
Ooh, that's Spike.
Get one.
That's Spike. Wait, that's actually massive for Syracuse. They have control of the Spike. They know where Michigan State is going to have to come, but that Odin, not Odin. Me when I don't know the name of the gun.
Monster goes down as Lemur has a third on Ace Watch as they move forward. They've got Spike. Flash comes out. Here comes the smoke. Jet moving forward with the rest of the team. Stomp gets one, but Lemur and Heron wipe the orange off the face of the earth, and it is all knotted at 7.
You know, those 2 kills are valuable for Syracuse because as Michigan State moves into the bonus, Jet and Omen are going to be forced to spend their money to buy rifles. That puts Syracuse in a good position. If they win this round, the money is going to be a little bit funky for Michigan State.
Going to be a good opportunity as it is the Outlaw. Didn't want to say it wrong. It is the Outlaw that Lemur was using. As the Orange now all tied up, have lost 2 rounds in a row. It's the first time the entire game that they have not won the opening pistol round. And then the round following. Monster together.
The flash is going to come out for Syracuse off. They are tagged down, both low HP, lower than they'd like to be.
Enough.
Michigan State, with that pressure that they've, with that space, that metaphorical space that they've gained A main, are going to start backing out. They're going to start taking control of mid. We were talking earlier, mid is a very important part of this map. You want to have control of that. It opens up your options. You can do a lot more.
And it's going to be a pretty conservative look as they move to the other side entirely. As Pretz defends the B site as a rotation comes through. Jono going to move towards mid themselves, and it's going to be 3 orange who are not on the right site for this push-up coming. Pretz going to have to do a lot of damage here. See what they can do with that Phantom.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Back up into that corner.
Recon dart is going to be big. Pretz fires it into the B halls. Doesn't spot out anybody before it is destroyed. Logical close on the other side. Goes across. Pretz hit down with that shock dart.
Hit 3 players in that spray. Jono moving the spray again in the orange, looking to retake. Now they understand their limits. Phantom going to be the sole use of Jono as they wait to try and collect themselves in a push. 3 on one side, 2 on the other. Kirisudo gets one, Lemur gets another, Kirisudo gets one more, and things are falling apart for the orange. Brett's trying to get one more, gonna get one, gonna get 2, back in the favor, but they can't put it together in time. Lemur gets Pretz. It's been a big carry from the captain, but not enough. The orange have found themselves behind for the first time in 5 rounds.
And I don't think the credit situation for Syracuse is something that you necessarily are going to write home about, as Michigan State was able to convert on that bonus round.
It's a rough start for the orange as they had to force buy. They ended up force buying, but now they've got some got a chip on their shoulder. This orange squad has come back from what has been really just seemingly insurmountable moments, and this is one of those moments. What can the orange do? Down 8-7 without much to go with on a team that is fully bought. What can you put together? And aggression is going to be the key of it. Stop knowing they're not going to beat a Vandal. Should maybe just try and hold an angle here. They need to be a little less aggressive in these situations. They'll pick here or there, and a Thrifty could mean a lot.
Stomp knows that a Heron is in this corner, trying to go out, get the little peek here. Ooh, spots out, uses the TP, back towards A. Michigan State, 3 people over towards B side, 1 mid, 1 A, playing a very default setup, trying to take anything that the defenders are willing to give them. Syracuse, though, doesn't really want to share.
Scout at mid, it's Sova taking shots down range into the smoke repeatedly. Jono is going to have a really good opportunity right now. Moving back, they're going to try and move forward. Stomp in the thick of it. Nobody goes in.
The one kill's going to come out from Stomp. Kirisudo.
That's a tough look right there. It's just RNG kind of affecting the orange there. That second shot's not going to go exactly where you want it to, and it didn't. 3-4 disadvantage for the Syracuse Orange. They try and take this retake in wrong place, wrong time. Illogical in the air. Going to be able to get one. Brett's going to shock dart and recon dart in response to a shock dart. They see one. Just going to keep shooting through the floor, trying to find any damage they can.
Last player standing.
Jono going to fall down to Kirisudo and Tree. Pretz now playing to see if he can get any kills on the way out. The spy cam dart going to embed itself in Pretz's skin. Tries to take it out. Kirisudo, the nice 4K to bring Michigan State up 9-7.
Orange should call a timeout here if they are in that kind of state right now. Things are going a little bit slower for them. They don't really have exactly where they want to be right now. They've just lost 4 rounds in a row. It's up 7-5, now down 9-7. What can they put together here? It's going to be a full buy. This is a must-win round.
Is it a must-win or a can't lose?
You know what? I think it's a can't lose.
I
think it's
agree.
a better term. Can't lose.
Can't lose round here for Syracuse. What is the strategy going to be for Michigan State? 5 people out towards B. Stop making the aggressive play. They know that Cypher Cam. It's there every single round. Stop pushing in. Spots the shoulder. Doesn't TP out. Looking to keep taking space. Forces out the recon dart. And now Stomp is going to retreat.
95% of Valorant players stop swinging before they win big.
Yeah, the collapse on B site again. That control of mid allows Michigan State to get through market to disrupt the poor cabbage farmer. Now Syracuse going to be stuck into a 5-on-5 retake of this B site. This B site can be very, very difficult to crack with all these people alive.
5 aren't ready to push yet, but Pret's making that offensive known. It's going to be a bounce shock dart. That doesn't catch Lemur. They're able to back up in time. Stop. And have to move forward. It's 5 orange in the marketplace, or 4, excuse me, with Omen back on that outside. They're watching together, an Omen fight about to happen in that attacker side on A. Nobody gets there, but Monster able to get one. Slouch goes down, or goes and gets Drago, excuse me, on that other side. One waiting in the corner. Slouch, they know that, and Pretz gets him. Slouch goes down. And can't lose the round for the orange. They're trying to figure it out.
Yep.
3 remaining for that MSU side. Now it's even, 3-on-3, but health goes the way of the Spartans. Downside, that's one, but Pretz doesn't swing the right side. Trying to find more, out of time, in the orange, have lost 5 straight.
10-7, Syracuse are going to be on a tough buy. Heron goes down to the bomb, but it shouldn't really matter because the money for Michigan State, the Spartans are feeling good, and now the timeout comes from Syracuse's coach external.
Can't lose, and they lost it. It's not over, obviously. Still 3 rounds to win for the Michigan State Spartans, and crazier things have happened. Talk about an icebox game I saw last year at the PEC. Not an icebox game, excuse me, I believe it was a bind game. Solid 11-0 comeback, all the way to 13-11. Things happen. It is Valorant. I don't think there is a game that relies more on momentum than Valorant. Crushing the other team's spirit is a very good way to do it, and it seems right now Michigan State has done just that. 5 rounds in a row. It's the most consecutive rounds they've won all match in all 3 games. But things slipping for the Orange. Pretz trying to put his team back together. What is a crucial moment?
Very pensive from Pretz. The glasses are a new thing for him. Looks like a wise old leader. And that's the role that Pretz has to step into. You know, Pretz has to say, I'm the senior. I'm carrying. I want to put this team on my back. Gosh darn it, I want to upset Michigan State.
It's going to take a lot more than just willpower. As it's 10:26. I mentioned the midnight oil, and boy, is it burning for a few of these players here. I'll mention that there is 0 seniors on this on this Michigan State side. Slouch is a freshman, is a junior, and that is the oldest one they have. Everybody is either a sophomore or a freshman, including the returning player, Logical, who's a sophomore.
That Cypher Cam comes out, but it's there every single round, so Jono, at this point, just playing to destroy it. Michigan State stacked 3 towards mid, 2 towards A, looking like they might want to split through tree. Syracuse, though, has KO and Omen there to meet the offensive push, if it ever may come.
Stop trying to enforce middle. Michigan State with the better buy. It's going to try and be more conservative, but the Orange have to let them play into that hand. They don't want to lose control of mid. They lose control of B, and Logical gets Monster on what was an advantageous pick that had to be made, or an advantageous peek that had to be made, excuse me. In terms of trying to find one, Drago just shooting into the smoke. They know they're there. They don't have the gun advantage, and they're trying to find a way to put it together. Yeah, they're going to go a heavy push here.
The footsteps coming out here from Michigan State. Syracuse is going to know stop. Needs to find this 1 kill. Drago able to find it. Pretz with the shock dart. Gets Heron now. 3v3. This is a massive round as Syracuse is able to buckle in. They have Spike. Spike is left in the middle of this bomb site. Michigan State slowing down, trying to think of their next move. They have 25 seconds.
Things going the way of the Orange. It's an equal player difference, but right now it is Michigan State who has the better buy. Pretz moving slowly into mid. Still money moves happening away from bomb as it does not seem the objective of the Michigan State Spartans. Down goes the operator, and Lemur gets caught there, but Jono goes down to the tray behind. Kirisudo
10 seconds left. Time. Got to get on this site. Got to get that bomb. Or the spike takes 4 seconds to plant. Slouch will get there in time. Pretz. Entering a Kirisudo. Who's going to peek first? Pretz, though, somehow able to find it. Goes through the smoke. Able to find it first. Slouch now from heaven, from window. Kirisudo able to get that headshot. But now Pretz on the defuse. Halfway through. Does he opt to stick it? Pros do not fake Kirisudo. You gotta know that. Pretz, the wise old captain, makes the mental play and wins the round.
What a thrifty from the Orange and gets the kill. 4 for Pretz. Orange down 8-10. They've finally broken the streak. 5 in a row from the Spartans. Gone like that, hopefully. In terms of momentum, the Orange down 8-10 now.
They're down, but boy, are the spirits up. A cry of energy comes out from the Syracuse bench. Pretz able to find that nice headshot. Gets the kill after time. OMG. Jono forces that operator on the chamber. We have not seen it come out yet. Gonna take the early pick. There's so many people. The red lines.
Oh my gosh.
Gets out, has to remove that dart. Sitting in the middle of sight. Jono now going to have to make the hero plays to try and take out these members. Unable to find a Kirisudo. Pushes on, gets it. Illogical 1 HP. Pretz almost with the wallbang. But as we're talking about, that Cypher ult is going to come out. Syracuse's locations are revealed. Lemur playing up close here on the market doors. The illusion from Syracuse. The KO has the ult online.
See if KO uses it here. It's one of those can't lose match rounds. Drago goes down, or about his teammate go down. Lemur's going to get 2. Monster goes down, and it's all in the hands of Stomp. Stomp able to get 1. They're going to have to ace to win this round, and they can't. Slouch going to get Stomp, and the Orange go down 11-8. Rough round there. They had to take a 5-person retake and moved it a little bit too fast, I think, and just couldn't find that last player. Gunplay from the Orange has not been, as much as they've been wanting it to be there, has not been there.
No, you know, if Lemur is going to get 4 kills sitting in B when everybody on Syracuse knows where he is, then Michigan State's going to win the round. It's as simple as that. You got to hit your shots.
It's a simple difference in just kind of how this is going. And the younger core for Michigan State is not really thwarted. You talk about how good their coaching staff is, how much of a program that is. And for Michigan State, it's pretty much incredible as Jono escapes what was nearly being roadkill.
Yeah, Monster's going to have to take down this Sova drone. Sova drone does not look to the right, so Jono not spotted out. This dart is going to fall. Jono able to find that first headshot. Now, dropping down. Slouch, though, pushes through the smoke, finds the trade. Pretz peeks, though. From sight, able to get it. That is the fake Sova. Or the fake Yoru, excuse me. But Lemur found their way onto site, able to get that 1 kill. Now KO gonna go down with the ult. Pretz pulls out the pistol against the shorty. The right clicks, the guns, the bullets, the firing. A 1v1. Herons versus Pretz. Heron though knows where Pretz is. Puts Syracuse to not only map but match point.
No bullets there for Pretz, and after what was the dominant game 1 and a slow game 2 that resulted in a loss, this game was all knotted up. This game was all put together for this Orange squad, but after what was just close, it's been just a really rough one. Reverse sweep is dwelling for this Orange squad, but it is a best of 3, so nah.
So, nah. Syracuse has to get out of that so meh mentality as they're going to look to make an aggressive play towards A, where there will be 5 members of Michigan State waiting. The jet dash is going to come across Illogical with the knives, finds one. Kirisudo takes down Pretz now. Syracuse down in the 3v5. Illogical going to use the rest of those knives. Syracuse, a very precarious situation, playing for their map life as the underdogs against Michigan State. Monster testing to see if maybe you want to push through that smoke, but Kirisudo comes through mid.
Jono gets a must-hit shot there. Moving forward.
2v4. Tough spot for Syracuse.
This is the game.
1v4 Jono, unable to find it. Lemur finds the kill. Syracuse falls to Michigan State 2-1. Not the result they wanted, but a valiant effort from our Orange nonetheless. They came out there, they showed what they got. Unfortunately, not quite enough to beat the Spartans on this night.
If you see what they're doing right now, they're smiling. They know how much of an uphill battle that game was. And they know they didn't want to lose it, but they also understand how well they played. The Syracuse squad was not supposed to be it. Pretz, Greg Jennings, he put the team on his back, though. I mean, that was a really good game. 26 and 16, 2 assists for the Sova. Really tried to lead that Orange squad forward a few clutches here and there, but just couldn't pull this one out versus the defending champions. And they're the defending champions for a reason. High program pedigree, only 1 player returning, but that's why Alabama's ranked in the top 5 every year. It's Alabama, it's Michigan State, it's these squads and these programs that just have those teams and have the right just orchestrated pieces, and no upperclassmen, no problem for the Michigan State Spartans.
Yeah, but still, I don't want to underestimate the way that Syracuse was able to come in here. They came out strong. They came out fast. The 2 freshmen, Monster and Drago, able to put on pretty solid performances, trying to find their way through as we take a look back through the story of the match. This first map, obviously, you didn't get to see it, so take your first peek at it now. Syracuse came out strong. Michigan State looked a little befuddled. They weren't playing together. They were playing a little bit recklessly, going out, taking aim duels they shouldn't, but they were able to lock that in. The Michigan State coach obviously had the right things to say, and they were able to come out with the W. Hard fought.
Yeah, I mean, hard fought is an understatement. Brought it to the end. The Orange brought it to a late night game, and to those of you who live on South Campus here at Syracuse will be waiting pretty long for a bus. But obviously, that Syracuse squad came out swinging early. It was just peanut butter jelly for them. They had all those gunfights in the bag, and Michigan State didn't. I mean, you were watching the Orange be allowed to play reckless, kind of into a false sense of security into that second game where they were just felt like they could do anything because they felt like Superman, and they played like it in that first game.
Unfortunately, though, the first game is not the second, nor is it the third. As we see here, we move towards the Abyss map where Michigan State really started to lock in. Really, in that second half, started to find their stride, was able to make the right decisions, started to hit more shots, find the right calls, and unfortunately, Syracuse not able to respond in the way that they may have wanted. They lost the battle, but they did not lose the war. It is only week 1 of the PEC, Carson. There is so much more Valorant to be played for the Syracuse Orange squad.
15 more games, in fact, and at minimum at least 32 matches. Potentially 30, well, I'm horrible at math. Potentially 32.
He can only count to 2.
Potentially 48. That's what the number is. I figured it out. But it's got to be a tough one for this Orange squad. I mean, obviously, you want to upset the opening team week 1. So as the coaches poll go, so they play the 1 team this week, to the 2 team next week, play the 5 team, which is the team below them the week after. Then they play the next week after that, the defending second place team. It's a tough opening slate for the Orange in this fall season, but obviously